it's important to eat healthy so you can maintain your um not just your physical health but your mental health and just your vitality and your energy. So if you're a person that lives in America, you should know that your environment is you know not as healthy as it seems because we have all these different type of stores, companies, manufacturers that just sells poison to you, and food, drinks with high amounts of sugar, chemicals. You know, the food that you eat, the meat that you eat, contains a lot of steroids and chemicals injected into these things, so that they can have um, shelf value, shelf like long term shelf life, whatever that shit is, so they can last longer in the shelf. They put a lot of shit into these food, not just the meat, but highly processed, um, man-made products, food, and shit like that. And you wonder why people around you are getting sick. Everything is all about making money. You gotta think, why would they give you the cure or the knowledge to become healthy if it's not gonna make them get money? You gotta think about that. You gotta have some type of awareness because it's not all about what you crave or what you like. It's deeper than what you desire. So if you think about why people are getting sick every day and people are dying and people are getting diseases, cancer, and they give these people treatment like chemotherapy just to be used as treatment. It's kind of crazy because chemo is very harsh to the body. It kills the cancer cells and your normal cells. But people got to understand that's not the only solution. Just because they give it to you, oh, you got chemotherapy. Isn't that kind of weird how that's the only solution they have? And they say, quote unquote, donate for cancer research. And people, I don't know when they're gonna find it. They never gonna tell you. So it's all about business. You gotta realize that they're not gonna give you the cure because it's all about money. You have to find a cure on your own. And the cure is not really a cure. It's been in front of you this whole time. And it's all about going back into nature, more holistic. But the truth is you have to be a teacher on your own and find out on your own. You cannot just there's gonna be people out there that tells you how it is and what to do. Fruits, eat more fruits, meditate, start grounding into nature. They're right, but you have to find out on your own. You have to experience with the experiment, so you can know that that's the truth. You gotta experiment. You gotta, if you're someone that's always eating garbage and just meat all the time, which I don't highly suggest you do. If you're eating meat, that's you do what you want to do, but those type of meats that they sell is not healthy for you. Period. They have so much chemicals and shit like that. So you have to have a more fruit diet. When it comes to, you have to be more on a fruit diet and just, be more self-aware. You can't be, liking meat and eating meat all the time. Maybe if the only reason you eat meat is because it's seasoned and you're always buying it from, you know, the stores. People don't hunt the meat, they buy it. So that right there should tell you. And you got to understand that you season your food to eat the food with plants and fruits. Otherwise, you won't eat the meat just like that. So you're always adding all these type of shits to the meat to eat it and make it taste good. So people eat for taste. I just debunked the whole shit. So the problem is people eat for taste and not for health. And that's why people just can't get over themselves. People are lost in their desires and what they taste. And food has become basically a drug at this point because people are just overeating because of the taste. And that leads to a perception of escapism. And there's different ways of escapism, drugs, getting drunk, eating, high intake of sugar, sex. There's a lot of different ways to go through escapism. These are just coping mechanisms to not deal with yourself. So people need to learn how to deal with themselves so they can heal properly and learn how to develop a more sense of self and morality within themselves. And there's nothing more pure than that, than being in the happy space, happy mentality, and emotions that you want to be in. But you're not gonna get through that if you're always constantly eating bullshit and drinking all the time, because when you get older, your body's not gonna handle these things as you were younger. So when you get older, you're gonna have to, you're either gonna have to stop doing these things and slowly stop and become having better choices to go about it. How I'm explaining you to do it, you're gonna be forced to do research. You're gonna forced to do, eat things that you don't like, but that's gonna be up to you how to go about it, because there's gonna be a time where people just get sick and they can't handle it no more. Their organs start, they start deteriorating and they start getting old. So it's best if you start getting, as healthy, as young as you can right now, because once you get older, it's not going to be the same way. So people need to start making, more self-aware choices, because it's not about you, it's about the environment that we're in. And at the same time, the people who indulge in, barbaric savagery type of lifestyle, like just eating uncontrollably or drinking without control, you can already sense the type of awareness these people have, the type of moral system that they go by. So that right there, they have some type of, they lack intelligence, and they only care about themselves. And this is what we call, demons, or demons that they cannot fight, because they're always escaping. They're not trying to, how you say that shit? They're not trying to hold accountability for their actions and their thoughts and their emotions. They're easily gravitating towards these things that are self-destructing themselves and society as a whole. So this is why society is the way it is. People are just lost in their desires. So people are just dumb. Like, people gotta wake up, and that's another thing people once these people are easily influenced by the system because they just want an easy life. They're not trying to change. They're not trying to look for a better alternative because they're only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about each other. So there's a million people who are lost in, more than a million, but you get the point. There's a lot of people who are lost in desires, only thinking about themselves. That is not godly. Even religious people, like all sorts of religions, it's like they're all selfish. Even if you're not in a religion, you could be atheist or you get the point. There's just people out there who only care about themselves, and they just being controlled by government and system, and they just live life accordingly based on that comfortability and whatever they believe in. They just here for a good time, not a long time type shit. So that's the mentality that they have. So that's a dangerous mentality to have, because once you have the mentality, you only care about yourself and what you want before you leave this earth. So that's like a survivalist mentality. And that shit don't got nothing to do with God. That shit is just based on survival, and you're being deceived, and you only care about yourself. So everybody's doing that as we speak. They only care about themselves. And I understand, we live in a system, there's money involved, we gotta pay rent and shit like that. And there's people got different shit going on, but it's just messed up. But people gotta find out there's a deeper meaning behind this. It was never about money, or whatever you desire, because it's deeper than people gotta find a deeper meaning of life than what they believe in. If this whole destructive shit keeps going on, they're gonna self-destruct eventually. So I'm just waiting for whatever gotta pop off. I'm good, because I'm not of this world. I'll just be in it. I don't know if that makes sense, but you catch my drift. Or maybe that was the other way around. I'm not part of this world. I'm just, being the observer in it. But yeah. So people are trying to find their individuality through the physical realm. So they're lost in physicality. They're lost in what makes them feel comfortable in the flesh. And it's not about the flesh, because the spirit made the flesh. So people are living in reverse. So this is why people are in hell right now. The physical realm is hell, because people are not realizing the spiritual aspect of themselves, which is the heavenly part, understanding yourself within. People need to learn how to meditate and go within. And there's nothing spooky about that. If you're into religion or whatever doctrines that tell you it's demonic, that's not true. They're stirring your spirit and your awareness away from God and the truth. Because think about it this way: if that was the case, if this was all demonic, how come there's only a small amount of us speaking this type of way? Spirituality, healing, astrology, understanding self in a bigger picture of things. And the rest of the people are just being savage and demonic, and not even exposing, the harm that's in society. Maybe there's some people out there, but as a collective, the majority of people, which is 99%, they're not even speaking about it. They're not even talking about it. They're not, speaking against their own corrupted government. So that should tell you who's lying and who's telling the truth. A lot of people are lost and they're sheeps. And you cannot care about how other people think about you because they're lost. You have to find yourself. You have to find your truth, your true individuality of who you are and why you're here. You cannot get lost in um, how people view you or being accepted by society, because I don't want to be accepted by retarded people. I don't even want to be part of the society. I don't want to, be friends with retarded ass people. And, you got to give grace to people and act accordingly, but they don't want to learn. They don't want to expand out of their selfishness. So why does God does not associate with lesser people? They try to help them. They try to wake them up, but they don't want to wake up. They're too selfish into their desires and what they care about that makes them comfortable. So they don't care about the collective. They don't care about the healing. They only care about themselves. And you should be able to see that. God does not care about a divided society. He cares about creating a community. That might have came out wrong, but I meant to say, like, God does not care about how a divided society is operating. It wants to connect everybody. That's how I meant to say it. But people don't realize that shit. People are not connected through a divided system because you're not even connected. So I don't get it with y'all Pee Wee Herman humans. You're retarded. There's gonna be a time where people just are gonna go crazy and don't know what to do. And you're gonna have to know what to do, because you're either gonna pick the lost side or the winning side. And this shit is crazy. But people need to understand that it's not about you. It's not about what you like. It's not about you, period. It's just you're just having an experience, and you're choosing to connect with these things, and everybody's doing the same thing. So you have to see yourself from you have to get out of your biases and get out of your mind. Like, you have to see you're a spirit utilizing the mind and your emotions, and you're choosing to connect to these things, to these physical things in this world. So I don't know, like, people need to, that's up to you though. You need to learn how to tap into something that's not easy. Like, the things that are easy to you to do every day, you have to expand. You have to see different perspectives. You have to learn. You have to gain more knowledge and wisdom of the world you're in. You can't just stay stagnated, because you cannot be so sure what you think happens after death is for certain. Whether that is if you believe in heaven or a peaceful place, or nothing happens, you just expire, which is dumb, because how else do you think you got here in the first place? You see trees growing leaves back every year. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. It's a cycle. Reincarnation. New birth, new experiences, new life, new ideas, new building blocks, new technology. And that's how it's playing out through us, like humans, coming up with different things and ideas. So it's important to maintain your health, because food helps us develop that awareness and consciousness. And I also forgot to say, fasting is very important, because when you're fasting, you start detoxing. You start getting rid of these toxins in your body that not supposed to be there. Your lymphatic system is, is a system that stores a lot of waste. And once that cannot store any more waste, you start developing diseases like cancer and shit like that. So this is why America is the way it is, because their lymphatic system is just full of shit and full of crap. People are not even I'm sure a lot of people are not even aware what the hell a lymphatic system is, but it's like a sewer system where it keeps all the waste and it balances out it balances out the acidity in whatever you're taking in. So if you cannot take any more waste in, then you will start developing inflammation and diseases, and this is how people get cancer and shit. And the only way to get rid of that is through eating properly and eliminating toxins. The chemicals in the food is bad for you. Too much meat is bad for you. Alcohol is bad for you, especially alcohol. Cigarettes is, if you smoke cigarettes, then I don't know what to tell you. That shit is bad for you. And you're smoking to get a buzz or high because you don't know how to deal with yourself. I have a better solution for you. Start meditating as deeply as you can and just believe in yourself. It's just that simple. If you don't believe in yourself, then those are demons attacking you. The energy, the spirits inside of you controlling your mind and telling you that you can't do that. So this is why it's important to maintain your health and ground yourself in nature and meditate, but also experience life in a more godly way. Develop a sense of passion, a gift, create something, art, music, even if people don't care about it. Just do you. It don't matter what people think, because since it tells you how deeply they know about themselves. If they're not willing to support you, it don't matter if people don't support you. You're supposed to live life as deeply and powerful as you can. And them not supporting you already tells you that they're either don't see the vision within you, they're either hating, which is most of the time. They're thinking like, oh, I don't feel comfortable supporting this individual because of the things he's saying, even though he might be right. But because people around me is not familiar with that, so I don't know if I should support that. So people is like, I don't know, waiting, I guess, to see if something happens. But at the same time, it's like people's insecurities, like they see something, that they see a light inside of you that they wish they had. They're insecure with certain mentalities and characteristics, and they try to compete with that. They try to it's crazy, but that's how it is. Demons are afraid of God, divine beings, and that's what makes people narcissistic. They like people in society are all about themselves. See, like I said in my previous what I said previously in this video, people are narcs, people are selfish. So everybody thinks they're the main character. They want to be the best one in their point of view. So they don't really care about making a community. They only care about their own family or the people around them. They don't like outsiders who can potentially outshine them or something like that. So they want to be comfortable and they don't want to deal with that. And that's what's, you know, that's not right. You gotta expand your awareness, because that narcissism is gonna destroy your spirit eventually. So you have to know thyself. But to know thyself, you have to believe in yourself. To find the hidden deepest meaning of yourself and the collective. And that's how you'll find God. But, you know, tap into that strategy, because it'll help you. So that's all I have to say. Peace out.